Saturday, February 11th, 2012. Started off here in Santa Marta. The first day was pretty rough. We had 20-25 knots of wind, 4 to 6 foot waves, and they were short and rollers. So I had water coming over the top of this, just beating this whole starboard side up constantly, just throwing loads and loads of water over the top. Not just the peak of the wave was coming up on top, not the whole wave, but the wave would stand up and peak, and just every little spot in the boat that might have leaked at one time or another was dripping. So the boat got really wet right off the bat. I fought that for like 80 miles. And then I got out into this area here, and things started to get a little bit better. My winds was coming from the east and northeast. I pulled the mainsail up, and the boat just would not go straight. At that point in time, I had figured out that my port side dagger board had been sheared off. So I dropped the main, put up the front jib, and the boat steadied out and would drive straight enough that it wasn't overworking my autopilot. My autopilot was just not able to keep up with both sails. So I set that all up, and we were going pretty good. We were taking on a little water through the saturation of the floor from the repair I did in the Caymans. I had put what I had left of gel coat on the bottom of the boat, but I didn't seal the center of the seams. I focused on all the edges up towards the hulls, on the outer hulls, and so apparently I've still got quite a bit of water coming in on the inner seams. I happened to go down into this area, and that's when I came to realize that the starboard window on the back had been busted open from the day before waves, and I did not realize that. And I had about 30 or 40 gallons of water down below on the back side, and some areas there that the water doesn't all flow. It's all divided up down there. So I've got like 5 or 6 different locations that I have to bail out if there's water gets in there. So there's one bilge pump is not going to do anything. It's just going to do one small percentage of the boat. So I have bilge pumps with hoses that I can run and pick up and move about the boat if I have to. That's what I was doing. So I had ran the fridge that day, and a couple hours later my alarm was going off on my inverter, and I noticed that it was showing a low battery, which was my front battery bank. That's my big battery bank, and it was showing 10 amps or 10 volts. So you know, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here, and then I came to realize that my battery protector, my maintenance for my battery that comes through the solar panels goes into this little computer board, and that had gotten sprayed with water and was fried. So I shut everything down that was pulling power, with the exception of a permanent GPS system. And I set the boat up to where the autopilot wasn't even running, and she was staying on course. She stayed on course for about 24 hours, maybe 36 hours. It was pretty amazing. I didn't touch anything all through the night. The wind blowed constant, everything was steady, and it worked out wonderfully. So I was thinking about my solar panels put out, you know, roughly 18 volts. I know earlier I said 18 watts, but they're 400 watts, but it's 18 volts, and that was the number I was concerned with. And I didn't know for a fact that I could run that 18 volts directly into my batteries without being some issues. I know all my devices on board are 12 volts, so I was concerned about blowing up radios and other things. So I started out running it on the backup battery bank, and I had done some testing and found that it did not do any damage to anything that I was running it through. So I charged up the battery bank, the backup battery bank, for a little while, and then I switched it over to the front bank. and so far that's been working. So I'm actually physically monitoring my battery banks, which the way I use up electricity, I won't burn up my batteries by overcharging them on this trip. Anyway, so today we are right here, right in this New Bank area, and because of these bluer areas here where the water's shallower, all the traffic tends to funnel through here, which is why I'm going through here. It's going to be easier through here. But the wind has died down. We've had a storm front move in, and I was just sitting here, and I decided I was just going to sit. And within about 2 hours, I saw 3 boats, and I just decided that it wasn't a good spot to be sitting. So I've fired up one motor, and we're going to motor up into this area, try to get up into here before I shut that motor off and drift if there's still no wind. Hopefully I'll be in this area by late tomorrow evening, and hopefully between now and then the wind will pick back up. 5-day forecast was showing light to no winds through the night for the next 5 days, and I'm on about day 4, day 5 as is. So I was expecting to do some drifting, but I just don't want to drift in this area here, not with all this boat traffic. If I wasn't able to get a motor started, I'd just be a sitting duck. I'd be like a pin at the bowling alley, and here there's all these bowling balls coming down after me. So hopefully we'll be over in this area tomorrow sometime and get out of the boat traffic that's funneling down through here. It's probably still going to be a considerable amount of boat traffic, but I won't feel like I'm sitting right in the tip of the funnel, so to speak. My food rations are such that I got one more day tomorrow of my chicken. I had grilled up 10 chicken thighs, and I've been eating 2 a day, and it's worked out really well. I individually wrap 2 to a bag, put them in the freezer, froze them hard, and I pull out 2 in one bag and set them on the back of the boat around 7 o'clock in the morning, and by 11 o'clock they're actually quite warm. So, and they've worked out great. I've also got some like smoky links. They're wrapped up 2 to a package, very tasty. Them with some bread and mustard for a second meal. But I'll be running out of those in a day or 2, and then I've got another week's supply of tuna and Vienna sausages and whatnot to follow that up. So we're doing good there. Water, I'm not drinking a lot of water. I'm trying to make myself drink, and I'm hardly getting down 2 liters a day. So I try to need to pick that up, but I'm not working hard to where I'm breaking a sweat. It's not hot. It's been overcast all day today, so I think we're doing okay. I am a little concerned that some of my water don't taste right, so I had boiled this water and put them into these containers sometimes as many as 2 or 3 weeks beforehand, because I ended up postponing the trip there at the end an extra 2 weeks. So I was gearing up to leave, and then pushed it back and had all this water already made, so I didn't make any fresh water. I just kept it, but I think some of that might be starting to get a little rank. But we're going to drink it anyway if we got to. We're going to drink all the good stuff first. But I just going to be about 3 more days, and I'll be in the Cayman, so I'll be able to get all new water if I have to. More chicken, more whatever I need to get there. All right, that's about it for today.